All right, good morning folks. Karen Scholl, Operations Section Chief with the Alaska Incident Management Team, here for your morning briefing on the McCash incident for Monday, September 20th. All right, so today we took over. Transfer command happened this morning at 0630 with the Great Basin team. We had a good transition yesterday, and as our folks get out on the ground, we'll be really focusing in on learning the ground, learning the names and common places, and being able to talk more directly to you. So today, just bear with me as I kind of get up to speed with all of those things. We did a little bit of adjustment. The map looks maybe slightly differently for those tuned in. We added a couple branches, branch 10 and branch 20. Basically, that allows us to have a better span of control. Something we like to have so that we don't have a lot of people working for one person. We just kind of break it up. We also added a division out to the east, southeast, Division Quebec, and they're going to be responsible for taking a look at the fire movement to the east that happened a couple days ago ahead of the rain. So I'm going to start up here in branch 10 in our northern division. Everything's looking real good. Everything's holding. And crews got in and took a look at this corner, and we're calling this the 88 Bowl, just coming off of the Titus Peak, and looking at really tying this in and going direct in some of this area in order to keep the fire from advancing towards the north and to the west there. Folks were up in the Titus Peak area looking at coming down both ways and picking up the slop over that occurred the other day. So getting some crews in here to work this. The dozer line across the top coming off the peak down towards Chicken Ladder Road and down in the Elk Creek crossing there. There was a 10-acre slop. They were able to pick that up yesterday. Obviously the rain helps, but the other challenge out here, as you know, is the terrain and the fire scars and the snags and all the hazards that exist out there for firefighters. So they were able to get in and really work on that 10-acre spot and got some plumbing in there, and this is all looking really tight in here. Folks are also looking up towards Cougar Creek Road and across the top. Fire hasn't moved, and we were able to get a flight up here yesterday, actually around the whole fire, but we were able to look in here. Not a lot of heat showing as expected, but we know that there's heat still out there. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. As we move around towards Huckleberry area, heat showing in there in the heavier materials. Not anticipating a lot of fire movement there, but there is still heat showing. As we move out to the east, where the fire abuts these old fire scars, not showing any heat there. We've not been able to get infrared flights for the last couple of days, so just flying with the helicopter. Not a lot of smoke production today, not anticipated today or tomorrow, but then as this week moves on and we dry out a bit, we can expect some more smoke production. We have folks going back into the Little Marble fire today. They're going to check it and then fix the lines and pull out of there. So that's a project that we still have folks working on. And then out east, this fire growth that occurred before the rain, it's kind of held up. There are still some opportunities for it to advance and then perhaps get over the main ridge. However, that would require a lot of energy buildup, and with this rain, it's going to take quite a few days before it to even have that possibility. But we do have folks out here flying this. They took a real good look at it, not anticipating any movement in the next couple of days. And then we'll be also looking for other opportunities, perhaps in the future, if we need to put folks up along the ridge, maybe to hold that. So we're just getting our feet under us and trying to look at that bigger picture and see if we need to do anything out here. But again, trying to get into this country is really rough, and limited opportunities where the fire currently is, but maybe opportunities up along the ridge. As we move around the bottom, everything's been holding and not moving, and what the folks are doing in our other divisions are really looking at some of these alternate lines to open them up and to make them viable holding lines if the fire should want to move over the next 3-4 weeks, and making sure that we have a good plan in case of that in case that would happen. So folks are looking at this Camp 3 road. There'll be work down here, opening that up a little bit more. So that's excavator work and mastication, trying to make that a good holding feature all the way down into Psalms Bar. Looking at this iron phone road and seeing how that is for a holding line. So if the fire wants to move to the west, we'll have a good line to work off of. We've got folks still in the 96 corridor looking at structures. We're looking further south for structure prep and around Psalms Bar, what's left down there, and then points to the west. So there'll be some folks down there doing some assessments. Other parts of the fire up in the western side, we're pulling some pumps and hose and retrieving all of the equipment and supplies out of the interior lines. These were lines that were utilized and then got burned over, and so we'll be starting some repair work in those areas. And then as we get back up around the northwest corner, the fire is holding real nicely. This where it butts against the Yukonom fire of 2017. Fire has not moved, and right now we don't have any plans to get in there. It's just really, really rough country and a lot of snags, so no plans to get in there. Fire hasn't moved. Over the next couple of days, we'll be talking about some other tools that we have, what we brought with us that is super beneficial and will help us determine where the fire is and how much heat is out there. Is we have a small infrared drone, UAS we call them, unmanned aerial systems, and they'll be getting up and taking a look at these places towards the north and towards the west to ensure that we have a good intel on where the fire is located and what it's doing. So that's a tool that we have in our toolbox, in addition to the infrared flights that we get, that we order daily. We don't always get them, but the other infrared flights. So that's the update for today, and tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Bye.